5 Points is growing. Talk to people connected to that historically black neighborhood in Denver, and they'll tell you the growth is not necessarily a good thing. 5 Points is growing, as in there are more places in the city that find it to their benefit to claim that they are part of 5 Points. Our Anusha Roy and photojournalist Mike Grady take us inside a complicated conversation about culture and neighborhood lines.
All right, family, y'all give me 2 seconds.
Community is more than a word.
Family, give us about like 25 to 30 minutes.
It's taking care of each other.
Thank you.
And having difficult conversations.
Let me see.
Like the ones happening at the Welton Street Cafe at the heart of 5 Points, where there is some honest talk about black history and how to preserve it.
My blood, sweat, and tears goes into this neighborhood.
It's that heartbeat.
Okay, what color, baby?
Fatima Dickerson, who helps run the cafe, says is slowing down to the point of vanishing.
The black community wants to make sure we still have a place in 5 Points. You know what I'm saying? We still want to make sure we have a place along the Welton corridor.
Fatima says there are literally signs the history of 5 Points is being diluted as businesses further away from the main corridor take on the 5 Points name.
It's almost like there's an erasure, a removal of the actual people, because even though it's including the name, like who are the representatives?
I took a trip on the train.
Tonight, you are going to experience the sounds of 5 Points.
It's a conversation Pernell Steen, a local musician, has been having for years. The kind of music he plays is the music he heard growing up along the Welton Street corridor.
Cultural history of my ancestors, that's the story that we are telling through jazz.
5 Points became a place of solidarity for the black community through the years.
We had barber shops, beauty shops, as I said, record stores. We had all of the infrastructural businesses to be self-contained. It was a place of camaraderie, fun.
A place musicians would come from across the country to visit.
And to see especially brown-skinned entertainers, wow.
Now Steen says the name is wandering further from the heart of this historically black neighborhood, with new developments, new money, and new faces. This is where things get complicated. Technically, the 5 Points neighborhood is much larger than the Welton Street corridor. The city map shows it bordering Downing Street, following 20th Street, including Coors Field, and up the South Platte River.
So we're on the corner of Brighton Boulevard and 35th in the heart of the Art District, and also in 5 Points.
It's why Tracy Wheel, the executive director of the Rhino Art District, said they put up signs like this throughout the neighborhood.
You know, we're not here to usurp a name. We're here to, you know, create and respect for those neighborhoods. There's people that think that around Welton Street that's really 5 Points, and there's people that also think that the entire map that, you know, the city of Denver has out there that kind of defines all the neighborhoods is 5 Points. So it just depends on who you talk to, frankly.
Odell Brewery also changed their name from Rhino Brew House on Larimer Street to the 5 Points Brew House. They said no to an interview, but did tell us they did not do this for the marketing, but to honor the neighborhood. After doing their research and talking to community organizations, the brewery also said they trained their staff about the history.
I get the part of inclusion. Like, we want to include it, because even being a part of the neighborhood association, like, our boundaries are more than just the corridor. So I get that piece.
We started this series to bring intentionality back to jazz in the 5 Points neighborhood.
To try and preserve 5 Points history, people like Gertie Harris with Fireside at 5
I am going to bring up the band now.
worked with Steen to put on a jazz festival at Tracks on 35th and Walnut.
I think the biggest thing for us is we wanted to book artists that really embody and champion that Harlem of the West culture in modern day Mile High. We've compiled QR codes where people can learn about the different bars that used to be open on Welton Street and hear about nonprofit organizations like Welton Street Renaissance Project.
Mr. Turner, we'll be right with you. He came in yesterday, had a cafe sandwich with no tartar sauce.
But on Welton Street, Fatima is raising the question,
doing well.
Who are people learning this history from?
When people are trying to make claim to a name or a place, when you're not a part of the story, you're telling the story from observation and not through lived experiences. I'm here every day.
Ultimately, the community seems to want to take care of the history behind their name,
5 Points is about the people. 5 Points is about connection.
but it might mean more tough conversations
Let's find a way to work together.
and collaboration.
Welton Street Cafe,
For Next,
you want them seasoned or regular?
I'm Anusha Roy.
Important conversation. Go to 5 Points, spend some money, get the catfish sandwich. Your feedback next.